that Trump supporters, like, I get it. You guys are, I don't know if you're scared or what the situation may be, but I do understand that Trump supporters have been very absent. I guess that's the best way that I can put it. The best way that I can actually put it is Trump supporters, they've been absent. I don't know, guys. I don't know. My personal opinion is if I were getting everything that I voted for, I would be proud of it. Right? Because if Kamala Debbie Harris had won the election, I would be high stepping in the end zone. And Trump supporters, if that's what you want to do, then yeah, let's go ahead and do it. But let's make sure that we can talk about it, because it seems like I don't know if it's finally sinking in. It might be. Maybe it's just that. Maybe it's just that. Maybe Trump supporters have finally come to the realization that they don't know what they voted for. Maybe they've come to the realization that they were just duped. Maybe they realized they were run amok, bamboozled, hoodwink, led astray. I don't know. I'm thinking that's the only reason they're so quiet. Because even right now, there's no Trump supporter willing to actually get in the box. None. And we know that you're not out partying, right? There's no way that you're out partying, not after you saw your 401k today, not after you saw the stock market, not after you saw Donald Jimothy Trump set the economy on fire and then head to Miami yesterday to go play golf in his own tournament. There's no way that Trump supporters can still believe anything that they believe before the election. Hell, there's no way that Trump supporters can still believe anything that they believed 2 weeks ago. They don't want to talk about Ukraine, Russia. They don't want to talk about deportation. They damn sure don't want to talk about eggs. I learned that a while ago. Guys, did you know that eggs aren't even a big deal? Did you guys know that? I learned that as well. Apparently, eggs are not a big deal. Apparently, eggs don't even matter to Trump supporters. But I could have sworn that before the election, eggs were all the rage. I don't know. I mean, it was the eggs, it was the plastic straws. The paper straws. We know that as well. We understand that before the election, Donald Trump promised to lower grocery prices. Donald Trump promised to end the war on Ukraine. Donald Trump promised a golden age. Is this the golden age that he promised? Are these the times that Donald Trump actually said were going to come to pass? I'm so confused. I am absolutely confused. I am dumbfounded. I am absolutely dumbfounded. But that's why Trump supporters, that's why we need you. That's why we need you. We need you to Yeah. Are we great yet? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe we are. Maybe we're great. I don't know. It's so interesting. Like Trump supporters, I can see you. You know what's even funnier now though? Because like about a week ago, Trump supporters would at the very least, they would be in your chat talking, right? At at the very least, they would have enough bravery to be in the chat. Now they're not even brave enough to do that. They don't have enough courage to do that. That's insane. That's absolutely wild. I don't know. But again, I guess if it was me and I sat there and voted for a 34 count felon, a known sexist, a known rapist, a fascist, someone that's classist, I wouldn't be able to say anything either. W's in the chat for Randall. Randall, what's going on? Randall sent a $5 YouTube super chat to say hashtag save the penguins from these MAGA eons. Morons. I'm assuming that you meant morons. Say, okay, that probably actually edited that. It's interesting. I mean, am I the only one that's noticing this? Because I can see MAGA watching, but they won't come up. I have been hanging out around different creators' lives. And I started in Zeus's live. And I hung out a little bit in Dean's live. And I popped over to Twins live. I strolled around to Jessica Simone, dropped some W's in the chat. Matter of fact, dropped some coconuts in the chat for Jessica Simone. Went around to Jessica Simone's live. Before I started my live, I was over in Erica's live. I hopped over in Tommy's live, dude. I was all over. And this is throughout the day. And I'm telling you, throughout the entire day, multiple lives, I may have heard 4 or 5 Trump supporters at the most. 4 or 5 tops. And the place that I at least heard them was in MAGA safe spaces. Yeah, sometimes your friend Santana visits MAGA safe spaces. I heard 2 Trump supporters talking to each other. And the 2 Trump supporters were actually going back and forth talking about, well, you guys just don't understand what the tariffs are. You guys don't understand what Trump is doing. You don't get it. That's the reason why. Like you don't know. Like this has to happen. Like this, he has to do it this way. And then once he does it this way, then yeah, like things will be better. That was their logic. Their logic was that we don't understand the things that Donald Trump are doing to fix this country. We apparently the ones that don't get it. It's us. Hey, chat, it's us. It's us. They know better. Trump knows better. We just don't have the foresight. And also, let's not forget their favorite talking point. Their favorite talking point is, well, he's only been in office for a couple of days. That's their favorite line. Well, you guys haven't given him enough time to do anything. Yeah, Ernest, I see you. I'm not letting you up because either you're a troll or you're going to get up here and do something weird. You're not a real person. You're not getting in the box. So go away. Go away. With that being said, I would love to talk to an actual Trump supporter. I would love to actually talk to anyone that voted for Trump, anyone that actually supports Trump, anyone that still has the cojones. You know who I would really love to talk to? One of those Trump supporters that still walk around with that stupid red hat. That's who I want to speak with. The ones that are still brave enough to wear that hat. Have you guys noticed that they're taking the hats off? Those hats are going away. I understand why. I get it. Because if I was responsible for crashing the United States economy, if I was responsible for bringing back segregation, if I was responsible for people losing their jobs, if I was responsible for people losing their 401ks, I would take that stupid red hat off too. Yeah. I don't blame them. I genuinely, guys, I genuinely do not blame them. Because what happens now is that they realize that they're not special. And see, that's the key piece to all of this. This is something that you all might not understand. The reason why Trump supporters were so loud and so proud and screamed MAGA 2020, MAGA 2024, like Trump 2024, and they were even talking about Trump 2028. The reason why they were so loud and so proud is because they thought they were special. Trump supporters thought they were special. And then they started losing their jobs. And then they started getting deported. And then their prices went up. And then their 401k went down. And then their elected officials stopped talking to them. And then they realized that they're not special. They voted thinking that they were special. Trump supporters voted thinking that we're different, that we are going to own the libs, and that we'll have the opportunity to be in control, to have power. Everyone's going to have to listen to us. We're going to get rid of all the wokeness. We're going to get our jobs back. We're going to take our country back. That's what they said. They did all of that for them to realize that Donald Trump, Elon Musk, JD Vance, all of the billionaires that are in Trump's administration, they don't give a damn about them. So what happens next, guys? What happens next is what's happening right now. When reality sets in, when you thought for the last 9 years, MAGA, Trump supporters, they thought they were special. For the last 9 years, Donald Trump, the Trump administration, and everyone in that bubble told each and every one of his voters, you're special. It's not you, it's them. You know exactly what you're talking about. They don't. You understand how things work. They don't. You don't need to believe these things that they're saying because you're right. Don't worry about it. As soon as you give us power, as soon as you give us all the things that we want, we're going to give you all the things that you want. Listen, you are special. They're not special. You're special. And as soon as you give us power, we're going to show you exactly how special you are. And they voted for Trump. They gave Donald Trump not only the presidency, but the House and the Senate, backed by a fully packed court. Backed by a fully packed court. And they sat back and they said, now we're about to own the libs. Right? Because that's what it's about. Trump supporters, it's about owning the libs, right? You guys had the opportunity to own the libs. Do me a favor. Next time you see a lib, ask them, do they feel owned? Let me know what they say. I don't know, guys. Because you know what, the one thing that's worse than not owning someone, it's a self-own. I mean, how crappy does that have to feel? Welcome in, Tommy Raid. Welcome in, Tommy Raid. How crappy does that have to feel that you thought that you were doing something that was going to affect other people for that thing to turn around and do you even worse? You know, there's an old saying in South Carolina, and listen, I know it might be a little graphic, but I'm going to say it anyway. There's an old saying in South Carolina where I'm from, and that saying is, never piss in the wind. I think that's what Trump supporters are just now realizing. That's what they've been doing. In the wind. Right in the wind. That's why they no longer have the courage to get in the box. They no longer have the courage to chat. They no longer have the courage to defend their Mango Mussolini, their Mandarin Messiah. Because now they realize that they're not special. You know when they finally realize that they're not special? You see the background? They were scrolling on MAGA Hub, right? They were scrolling on MAGA Hub. And Donald Trump was getting them primed for Liberation Day. And they were so excited about Liberation Day because taxes are going to make us wealthy. I'm sorry, tariffs are going to make us wealthy, and tariffs are going to get rid of taxes. They were scrolling on MAGA Hub thinking about Liberation Day and how tariffs were going to make us wealthy. And then they came across this video. And they saw, man, beeps, 8 billion people all at once. Trump set a record. Trump absolutely set a record. And so when they saw this video of Donald Timothy Trump and his tariffs, they realized that they weren't special. They were just next. Yeah. W's in the chat for Dale. Dale sent a $15 Venmo, said, talk to my Trump supporter buddy today. He said he feels voters' remorse really bad. Had to give him credit for waking up. Sorry. W's in the chat for Dale for that $15 donation. Guys, Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all the pay links are in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks 24. Santana Speaks 24 is the best way to support the live. If you enjoy the information, education, entertainment, please consider donating. Everything is accepted. Anything's appreciated. Guys, keep tapping the screen. Maybe if we do the wonderful things, maybe the live will get pushed out to one of the fringe MAGA supporters, one of the MAGA supporters that, you know, maybe they live somewhere in the mountains. Maybe they live somewhere in the desert. Maybe they live somewhere where their Wi-Fi only picks up every 7, 8, 15 days. And so they still think that Trump is going to make America great again. They don't know anything about these tariffs yet. They have no clue what the stock market is. All they know is America. Maybe if we tap the screen, get the likes up to 100,000 likes. I'm going to reset this gift goal again. Maybe if we do all the good things, that we can find at least one. At least one. I don't know. As a matter of fact, this is what I need everyone in the chat to do as well. So with us doing all the good things, right? Because again, I'm gonna reset this gift goal. If we can knock this out a couple of times, it'll help. If we can keep tapping the screen, it'll help. But this is what I need you to do. This is what I need you to do. For everyone that's in here right now, I need you guys to drop a MAGA call in the chat for me. What's a MAGA call? Stuff like Bass Pro Fishing Hat, or something like my pickup truck, or something like what about Biden? You drop a couple of those in the chat and they might come up. They might come up. They might. Somebody put mullet. Jeez Louise. Is it J? How do I say your username? JG Puno 599. JG Puno 599. JP Puno 599.
Ooh. My bad.
Not a Trump supporter?
I didn't ask to come up.
Oh, okay. I'm going to go ahead and drop you down. You take care of whatever that noise is in the background.
All right. Now,
have a good one.
Okay.
Thought we had one. I saw someone put mullet in the chat, and I thought the mullet might have had him. Yep, Hillary's email. As a matter of fact, somebody go tell MAGA that we got Hunter Biden's laptop in here. W's in the chat or L's, either one. Ryan sent a $1.99 super chat over on YouTube to say, You blocked all the MAGA, all the smart. You blocked all the smart MAGAs like myself. No, Ryan. No. I just blocked. I'm gonna be nice. I just blocked the MAGA supporters who don't respect the people that I care about, my community. So that's why you're blocked. And that's why you're watching from YouTube instead of TikTok. That's why. That's why. Neckbeard, are you a Trump supporter?
No, never.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and drop you down. Listen, guys, we are looking for Trump supporters. I know. I've been up here monologuing for a while. I get it. You might think that your old buddy Santana needs a friend. Promise you, I don't. We're good. I promise you. Listen, I just need you guys to lock in, do all the good things, keep tapping the screen, run the likes up to 150,000 likes, share the live out. Let's get the shares up to 350 shares. Let's get the shares up to 350 shares. Do all the wonderful things. You know what's funny? Maybe I have burned too many bridges with MAGA. Maybe it's me, chat. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's the fact that every single time that a Trump supporter has stepped in this box, they've gotten cooked. Maybe I'm too harsh on them. Maybe I should let them talk about their feelings more. Maybe I should let them actually. You look like a troll. Let's see. Right, guy? Are you a Trump supporter?
Oh, yeah.
You are?
Yeah.
Okay. How old are you?
I'm 36.
36.
Yeah.
Right, guy? Is this a burner account?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Fair enough. I started not to let you up because I thought you might have been a troll.
Oh, yeah, it's a burner.
Okay, that's fair. Right, guy, do you know who I am?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
So you've seen my lives before?
No, I haven't seen your lives, but I've seen you on like Parker and Dean.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, at least you know who I am. You've never seen this live, so let me give you a proper introduction to not only who I am, but what this is.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event. Let's get ready to rumble!
That's fun. I like that. Nice touch.
Guys, again, welcome in. This is Sparring with Santana, one-on-one debates with the Trump supporters. If you are a Trump supporter, get in the box. If you are someone that supports Donald Timothy Trump like Rye Guy here, get in the box. We are looking for Trump supporters. If you are not a Trump supporter, do all the wonderful things. Do all the wonderful things. Tap the screen, share the live. Let's keep it moving. And Trump supporters, you got one up here on the panel, so it's a safe moving and on the panel, so it's a safe. Anyway, Rye Guy, got a question for you. Know what you voted for?
I mean, yeah, I do.
You do? Okay, cool. So help me understand. Did you vote for crashing the economy, or was it for the de-education department, for a powerless country, for showing your isms, or were you just duped? And which, if you were, it's okay to admit it.
No, I voted for what he did in his first term. and I felt like he deserves a continuation of what he wanted to do.
That's interesting. So what did he do in his first term that you were just like, you know what, need me some more of that? Was it the fact that he actually caused, you know, almost 1 million Americans to lose, or not 1 million, over 1 million Americans to lose their lives? Was it, you know, him actually causing gas prices to skyrocket, housing prices to skyrocket? Which one of those?
So I'm looking at his economy before COVID hit, because I think that's
C-19, my friend.
I was looking at his economy before C-19 hit,
and it's just TikTok friendly words, because, you know,
yeah, for
TikTok
sure.
is weird.
Yeah. And I saw a lot of great indicators that showed that that was one of the best economies we've had. Lowest poverty rate that United States has ever had in the history. Unemployment was the lowest it had been in 50 years at that point. Blue collar workers' wages were growing at a fast rate.
Yep.
And he was bringing manufacturing jobs back at the time.
That's debatable, but I get you.
The Bureau of Labor Statistics will show that it's the first sustained growth that they'd really seen since the 1990s in manufacturing jobs.
Yeah, I mean, it was, and I'm not taking that from you. What I will say though is that yeah, I'm not even gonna take it from you. I'm gonna let you have it, right? So the one thing that I will say though is, or I guess the question I have for you is, what did Trump do to actually affect any of those things?
Well, when he gets rid of regulations, like bureaucratic red tape, like for instance, when he came into office, the average wait time for like a permit or to get highways and bridges done was 7 years. And he brought that wait time down to 2 years just by eliminating redundant permits and things at the federal level that were already being done at the state level. And so when he takes away regulations, it really allows small businesses to grow, because it streamlines things and cuts red tape for them.
Yeah. No, listen, I agree. Right. No one likes regulations, right? No one likes the restraints and no one likes being confined and saying, hey, you have to make sure that you're filling out form 37295 before you can actually fill out form 44325, and then you can fill out form 37721, right?
Essentially, yeah.
Hey, what do you think about the deregulations that he put on the housing market?
Which ones are you referring to?
Do you know about any of them?
I know about like the banks. He helped out smaller to medium-sized banks. He didn't there's this common misconception that the repeal of the Franklin-Dodd Act, the provisions that didn't affect companies like BlackRock and stuff like that, because they were over the $200 billion valuement that was capped at.
That's not true. Oh, well, not true in the sense of the evaluation, but it's not true in the sense of it didn't help them. RC, it is Dodd-Frank. I know. I know what he's saying.
Medium-sized bank. It didn't help BlackRock.
Well, again, it wasn't about the banks, my friend. It wasn't about the banks.
Well, I mean,
you think BlackRock worried about the banks? What about Zillow? Were they worried about the banks?
I don't know. No, I mean, I don't know.
So Donald Trump did a couple of different things when it came to the deregulation that he did with the housing market, right? He repealed the wait time needed for corporations to come in and actually buy houses, right? That was part of the deregulation. They no longer had to wait like a cool down period where everyday people like you and me could actually go and put a bid on a house, right? So as soon as a house hit the market, those companies like BlackRock, like Zillow, could actually just go and put in a bid, right? And not only did he actually deregulate the time frame that they actually had to wait, but he removed the regulations as far as how much more that they could pay over market value for this, for that property. So there were houses that were evaluated for like $200 million. And these companies with massive amounts of money came in and said, oh, I like that house. I'll give you 400,000. And not only did they say, hey, we'll give you 400,000 for this house, but we'll give you 400,000 for every house in this cul-de-sac, in this subdivision, in this area. And they bought up all the houses because they were no longer constrained.
All right, my friend. Do you have a source on that?
Yeah, sure. Absolutely. I absolutely have a source for you. Give me a second here. I'll pull it up.
All right.
So while I'm pulling that up, I also want to talk about the deregulations that occurred in the renters market. Do you know anything about that?
No, I'm not familiar with the deregulations of the renters market, but I am open to conversation to learn.
Sure. Okay. While I pull this up, because it's kind of hard for me to talk and type at the same time, what other deregulations do you know about that you actually liked?
So I am more in the position that I understand the cause and effect of the deregulation atmosphere provides, and it provides investor confidence and usually businesses investing more money, which is like the end result. So I'm not an expert of all the deregulations, but I am a fan of the investor confidence that it brings to drive more foreign investments into the energy sector, all the sectors like that it provides.
What do you mean?
Just the overall, when regulation, like when conservatives are in, a lot of small business owners agree that they create a better environment for them to grow by cutting deregulations and bureaucratic red tape that causes delays and costs more money for just like standard enforcement type things that a lot of times are redundant because the state level already covers a lot of the regulations, and then they have to do it again for the federal government.
Can you give me a specific example of that?
I could if you gave me time to research, but like I said, it's just overall, that's what the consensus is. With most people agree that Democrats want more regulations, but it also causes bigger weights and a little bit more money. And conservatives like deregulation, which a lot of times spurs economic growth, like in the oil industry. Like a lot of people say, like, oh, Biden drilled more oil, but he signed more permits, but these permits were all negotiated under leases under the Trump administration because he had so much deregulation and so much foreign oil investment was invested during Trump's term. There was actually a backlog of permits waiting to be signed when the day Biden took office. And so it's just not genuine. It's not right to credit Biden with the oil drilling when he brought in policies to actually de-escalate our drilling.
Yeah. So as far as deregulating drilling, right? Yeah, we credit Joseph Robinette Biden because of the amount of actual federal land lease agreements that he actually signed, and they were actually productive ones, right? The ones that you're saying that there was a backlog on. Like, the simple fact of the matter is, if they were there, then Trump would have actually approved them. I mean, we know for a fact that that's his thing, right? Drill, baby, drill. But he was targeting other lands that weren't necessarily federal lands, right? Yes, there were some people that were applying for those drilling permits that weren't on federal lands, but Donald Trump never went after those ones, specifically the same ones that Joe Biden actually targeted. And that's why Joe Biden actually approved more than Donald Trump, and also unleashed the amount that we were drilling, where we actually produce more oil than in any point in U.S. history or world history. But hold tight for just a second. So whenever you get an opportunity, if you would love to actually get the information about the housing market, right? There's a great article that's broken down. It's from the American Progress, AmericanProgress.org, President Trump's Dangerous Choice. This is an institute that breaks down the multiple factors that Donald Trump actually did when repealing Dodd-Frank, and the multiple things that impacted, including the bank deregulation, systematic risk deregulation. He actually closed out certain bills that would give bailout loans. And also, he actually empowered willful blindness on insurance, right? So
the claim you made that that I'm interested in is you said Donald Trump canceled some type of mandate where the
the deregulations that actually reduce the wait time and also the amount that they could pay for the actual homes. Yes, it's all in this article. It's literally, they have a complete financial breakdown of multiple factors, the impact. They even break down the 2008 housing markets that set up the multiple regulations that were rolled back by Donald Trump, and also the impacts as far as where we are and where we have come since said repeal happened. So yeah, it's all in this article, and it's not only just breaking that down, but it's a comprehensive look of the housing market, going back to the housing market crisis to where we are right now, and it has the different consumer protections that were actually removed. There's specifically an actual section dedicated to consumer protections, which that's what we're talking about, removing the wait time and actually removing the amount that could be paid. Those are consumer protections.
All right, but I mean, if you can correct me if I'm wrong, but what I'm finding is that they did focus on deregulation in housing and banking, but there is no evidence of any policy regarding the waiting period for banks to bid on foreclosed homes.
I didn't say anything about foreclosed homes. I'm talking about homes, period. The actual moratorium period. Yes, there used to be a period that corporations had to wait before they could actually put a bid on a house. That's what I'm speaking to. I'm not just saying foreclosed homes.
Okay.
But with that being said, Debbie's in the chat for.
There wasn't any policy change that eliminated that, is what my sources say. I would love.
What are your sources? So again, I'm giving you the specific article to look up. What is Chat GTP saying?
It says that's not true. Is basically.
Well, how did I know you were using Chat GTP? I'm literally giving you the specific site. And okay, go to AmericanProgress.org.
Let's read this together, my friend, because I don't believe this is true. Chat GPT seems to be right on a lot of things. So when I ask it,
okay, cool. So you do understand what Chat GTP is, right?
I do know what it is.
Okay, what is it?
It's not always going to be right.
No. Wait. What is it?
Unless you can show me.
No, hold on. Just to make sure I understand.
ChatGPT over you, a random person on the internet.
I hear you. I just want to make sure you understand how ChatGTP works.
Yeah, it's not 100%. I'm not.
No. I'm not even saying that it's 100%. I'm saying, do you know how it works?
Yes.
How?
It takes all the human language of what it searches on the internet and condenses it into one thing. Yes.
No, it doesn't.
Yes. Okay. Yes, it does.
Okay. So the way that it works is you take that actual, whatever your question is, and the way that you word your question, and it gives you an answer based off of the way that you word the question. It specifically caters your answer based on how you actually put input into the information. So it's not you really even doing any research. So if you're looking for something high level, you're not going to find it.
Did Trump implement any policy that affected wait times on banks buying homes? Cool. And it came back and says, there is no evidence of any policy doing that. So unless you can show me that that's wrong.
Sure. Hold on one second.
Let's look this up. I like to learn.
Yeah, no. If you can
teach me today, I would appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. Give me 1 second here. I'm gonna find the specific section. The predatory loaning, unfair, abusive. This agency, they eliminated the ability for agents to regulate unfair, deceptive, and abusive. So this is around the elimination. The watchdog financial reopening the doors to predatory practices. This speaks to the actual loans from banks, terms that will push many. Return to predatory lending, mortgage, Dodd-Frank Act put common sense, financial choice with Act return, mortgage banks, proposal, unlike attain portfolio. Affiliate companies, hold on one second. Here. I think this is it. The point and fees caps of Dodd-Frank. Qualified mortgage to terminate exempt bona fide third-party changes, but does not opt to changes for affiliate companies, removing the incentive for these harmful arrangements. FCA, which made it easier once again for lenders. This is still speaking specifically to lenders. Hold on one second. Oh, okay, hold on. The OFR is also played an important role in diplomacy and internationally bringing regulators into the data age, pushing the use of information identifiers, corporations in uniform transition, data-driven sanitation, unable to spot the buildup and dangerous risk. Dodd-Frank created third-party option ordinary authorities. Give me a second here. This is what I'm going to do because I need to find specifically, hold on, AIG style bailout. RC.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, RC, I'm going to give you a second with him while I pull up this information specifically.
Okay. Do you mind if I backtrack a little bit?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, Right Guy, did you know that without inheritance, Trump really wouldn't have had any claim to fame on anything, daddy's money or Obama's economy? Because, I mean, you're wrong about the job creation. The unemployment rate was already 4.7% when he took over, and it was 4% before he passed any major legislation. And when he did, he only increased deficits. It didn't boost job creation. It didn't boost GDP. So I don't know why you guys are so desperate to give Trump credit for inheriting things.
He inherited a good economy, but he kept it making it better. I mean,
My dog could have done that.
Debatable.
Like anybody could have done that. We would have been better off if he sat there and did nothing but go golfing. And the same thing this time. In the last 60 days, if he had just gone golfing for all 60 days, we'd be so much better off right now.
Yeah. And then your grandchildren would probably be speaking Mandarin.
Okay, that's ridiculous.
I mean,
are you talking about the place where Trump has most of his crap made and where they gave his daughter patents she didn't really deserve after her daddy became president? You talking about China?
I sure am, yeah.
Yeah. So why does Trump throughout most of his life, why did he have most of his crap made there? And why did his daughter get all those patents after he?
The same reason everybody gets their shit there. It's the cheapest to be made there.
Right. So if you bring labor back here over forcing companies basically to capitulate to blackmail and extortion through Trump's tariffs, manufacturing costs will continue and labor costs will go up, right? So prices won't ultimately come down. So this won't be short term. This will be long-term pain, basically a depression that is self-inflicted.
I disagree.
Well, it's because you're not old enough to really understand. Have you ever seen Ferris Bueller's Day Off?
I sure have.
Okay, so you have seen that clip by now. Have you seen Ronald Reagan explain why these kinds of tariffs are really ridiculous and actually hurt the American consumer?
Not if they result in better trade deals.
Okay. What do you think that Trump negotiated the first time? He's blaming himself for the deal that he made with Canada.
We're talking about mainly China and the European Union is what
You think this guy's really out there for the American consumer? He's basically already ripping us off.
I do believe he's out for America's best interest and
based on what history? In the first term, what did he accomplish? What do you think he accomplished that helped us?
What do you mean? He presided over the lowest poverty rate in American history and raised 4.2 million people out of poverty in 1 year.
For Black Americans, Biden hit the lowest unemployment and lowest poverty rate and highest entrepreneurship.
No, the lowest
That's
poverty
actually a
rate
fact.
ever is
Well,
under Trump.
Biden hit lower unemployment overall and higher GDP, much higher.
With insanely high inflation, which caused our wages and purchasing power to actually go down.
Okay, did I miss something where Republicans or Trump said how to lower inflation? Because by the time he inherited Biden's economy, inflation was lower than it is now. So seriously, I'm just asking. Republicans focused on Hunter Biden for like 2 years. Did they suggest how we should have lowered inflation? Because I remember Democrats passing the Inflation Reduction Act, and then I saw inflation reduce. And now it's going back up. Sorry, go ahead, Santana.
Oh, you can go ahead and finish. I found it, and I do have a slight correction for myself, but it's still the point. But go ahead.
I'm just curious. What did he accomplish? He didn't get infrastructure. Biden did. He didn't replace ACA. He only has a concept 8 years later. What did he accomplish? He didn't lock up Hillary Clinton. He didn't build the wall and have Mexico pay for it. The 4 main pillars of his first campaign, no achievements. And again, inheriting a good economy is not an achievement. That's just luck.
All right. Can I go?
Address what I said, sure.
So he helps pass the VA Mission Act and a VA accountability bill, and he brought the Veterans Trust in the VA from 55% at the beginning of his first term to 80% by providing better and more access and care for the VA for veterans and for people in the military. He raised their income by 10% over his 4 years, including 3.1% in 2019, which was the highest increase in over a decade. So that's just for veterans in our military.
The ones that he called suckers and losers, those veterans.
That's just
I'm actually. Are you talking about him taking credit? Are you talking about him taking credit?
There's no
for the Choice
evidence
Act?
he said that.
I dare him to sue his chief of staff, General Kelly, for defamation.
Okay, I'm just okay.
I trust.
I'm not done.
Hold on, right guy, for a second, please. I trust the chief of staff, General Kelly, who's actually served this nation honorably, more than I trust a pathological lying con artist. But anyway, are you pretending Trump didn't take credit for the Choice Act that McCain and Obama worked on together?
I'm not. I'm just telling you the reasons why I voted for him. I think that he's a good president. I'm not done.
He's a terrible human being and a maybe worse president somehow.
You're entitled to that opinion, yes.
No, it's not an opinion to say that he was a bad president because there's actual evidence to show that he was.
No,
a bad
that is
president.
an opinion. That's the exact definition.
Well, again, what did he accomplish besides taking credit for
75 million people thought he was a good enough president to elect him again. And
that doesn't really say much on what they understand about. Again, too many people are racist and misogynists, frankly, but also too many didn't understand inflation wasn't Biden's.
If he's so racist, why did he get the most black and minority votes for him?
You really don't want to go down this road because he got sued for housing discrimination.
When he's going up
he's
against
a
a minority,
you're just gonna end up defending a racist. Let's not do that.
So let me just hop in for like let me just hop in for like 2 seconds. Let me just hop in for two. Well, Donald Trump is racist. Yeah, he's racist. He's sexist. He's a fascist. All the good things. I do want to correct myself just a little bit. So it wasn't necessarily the repeal of the Dodd-Frank Act where he actually removed the moratorium. Just to be more clear, what it was the 2018 repeal of the Economic Growth Act, where he allowed private equity firms and institutional investors to be able to purchase single-family retail home mortgages. And so that's specifically what it is. That gave them the ability to actually go buy those homes. So it was so technically it wasn't a waiting period. It was just that these hedge fund owners they couldn't actually purchase those type of homes. And then after the repeal of the Economic Growth Act, it allowed them to actually purchase those homes. So I misspoke. I was a little bit off. It wasn't him actually removing a waiting period. It was him actually removing something that they couldn't do before.
All right.
But like RC was saying, yes, Donald Trump is racist. He is sexist. He is classist. He's all of those things. So yeah,
I think that's like what a lot of the media like wants you to think, and that's their buzz things about him. But it's like the more I look into things, the more I see things just are misrepresented.
How do you
And
how do you misrepresent someone being racist or sexist?
I mean, I don't know, man. It's just,
Has
I
anyone
don't
ever
see it
mistakenly
like,
called you racist or sexist?
what's up?
Has there ever been a situation where someone said that you were being racist, you explained yourself, and they were like, "Oh, actually, you weren't being racist"?
I've been called racist a lot of times just because I voted for Donald Trump, and I think that's like a huge issue over these past 10 years, is that you can be called racist just because you're voting for a certain party and a certain set of policies. And I think that's what really is like affected that last election.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I will say this. For anyone to say that someone that voted for Donald Trump was racist or sexist or classes, that's not true. That's absolutely not true. You're not a racist just because you vote for Trump. But that means racism isn't a deal breaker for you. So at the very least, you're okay with racism. At the very least, you're okay with sexism. At the very least, those aren't things that are too far for you to cross the line. That's the point.
Okay. So Trump, all right, I just don't see the racism that you guys see. Help me.
You don't? Okay, cool. I will take you through all of the isms. First, real quick, W's in the chat for Ty, who sent $1 donation saying, "Thank God I missed sparring." W's in the chat for you, Ty. Thank you so much. W's in the chat for Junior, who sent a $1 donation to say, my midterm says Chat GPT isn't always right. It's not. But also, I'm not right. I misspoke as far as the exact parameters around it. So, two things can be true. But guys, Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all the pay links are in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks 24. Santana Speaks 24 is the best way to support the live. If you enjoy the information, education, entertainment, please consider donating. Everything is accepted. Anything is appreciated. Also, if you are over on YouTube, you can send a YouTube super chat to actually support the live. And guys, we got RC up here hanging out with us. And while RC is up on the live, let's make sure that we are taking care of him. So let's make sure that we gift RC as well. Do all the good things. Right, guy. I'm not even going to go back like completely in the past, because I know people can say, "Oh, well, what about him and the housing and da 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 da." Like, I get all that, right? And a lot of people say, "Well, people can change," and you're absolutely right. I will go back to this election cycle. Better yet, right, guy? Let me ask you a question. Let's say me and you were both and you walked into I went in, I interviewed, I came out. You walked in right behind me and you looked the guy that was interviewing, or the girl, or the person dead in their face and say, "Hey, do you really want the black guy to work for you, or do you want the white guy?" I think you want the white guy. Is that not racist?
Yeah, that's racist.
Cool. So when Donald Trump goes on stage while he's campaigning and says, "Do you want the black president or do you want the white president?" Is that not racist?
Yeah, it's a little racist for sure.
Yeah. When Donald Trump says Kamala Harris turned black, insinuating that at some point she made the decision, "Hey, I'm just going to be black today." That doesn't sound a little racist to you?
Yeah, I mean, that way it sounds racist, but there is like videos of her subjecting her accent a little bit more with populations that were more susceptible to either having more of a white accent or a black accent.
Do you know what code switching is?
I assume it's that.
Yeah, so code switching is something that white people don't have to worry about. It very simple. Very simple.
Yeah.
Because you're accepted any and everywhere. You're like, what is it like MasterCard or is it Visa? Accepted everywhere, right? But me being a black man from the South, who has had to actually be in multiple spaces, if there's ever an opportunity for me to speak, I have to make sure that I speak in a way for them to deem me to be acceptable. I can't have the same conversation at work as I have with my, friend that I've known for 20 plus years, or with my wife, or with just people that I talk to on this app. I can't speak the same way on this app the way that I speak in person, because while I'm on this app, I want my message to get across. And I have to make sure that people understand that no matter the words that I'm using, that I am actually intelligent and I can convey my message. And so it has to be put in a way that's acceptable. So when you talk about her actually, quote unquote, changing her accent, no, it's just her code switching. It's the thing that black people do. We have to do it to survive.
No, I learned a new term today, so I appreciate that. Yeah. I mean, no, I get it. I mean, I'm not trying to say that, but I'm just saying I get the concept that you're trying to purvey to me.
Yeah. Also, not even talking about black people. I mean, like literally when Donald Trump says that that people from, the southern countries are poisoning the blood of America. When he says things like Kung flu, like those things are racist. Those are specifically racist.
Yeah. I mean, you got to agree with me though. Like, there's different levels of racism. So, like, that is racism. But when he was president, he did a lot for minorities.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
So you're okay. So you're okay with a little bit of racism, but not a lot of bit of racism.
No, but I just want you to
wait. How much racism is acceptable for you? Like how much? Okay, so you're good with the hey boy racism, but not the strange fruit racism.
No, but like saying the Kung flu, like that's fucking funny.
Okay, so how much racism do you actually agree with?
I don't know.
Did you know that hate crime against Asian Americans went up because of how he talked?
Spiked. Absolutely spiked.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's not okay.
Yeah, I know, but cool. Hold on. I need to know how much racism is acceptable for you. Like what percent, if you had to put a percentage on it, right? Again, if 5% was calling someone boy and 100% was strange fruiting someone, what's acceptable to you, right guy?
That ideally none is acceptable, my friend. But hold on, I want to just give a quick anecdote here.
Okay. Somebody said like 75% for him.
No.
Now that's
all
funny.
Right, so I worked at for like 10 years. I worked at this really nice steak seafood restaurant, super fancy. And I want to just give a quick anecdote here.
Okay. Somebody said like 75% for him.
No.
Now that's
all
funny.
Right, so I worked at for like 10 years. I worked at this really nice steak seafood restaurant, super fancy. And the owner of the restaurant was just a crazy, like verbally assaultive guy. Like he's just very high edge. He's like 60 years old. He was very like abusive in a lot of ways. But like, I tell you what, like nobody, when he was on the wheel, so many people were so scared of him. Like that kitchen never ran as perfect as when he was running it because of like people just didn't, they were just, that's kind of like what Trump's effect like geopolitics, in my opinion, is. And that's what's important to me, is like the safety of our country. Like the main issue I like him for is he wants to stand up to China. He's telling people they need to increase their defense budgets because China is coming. He's trying to make geopolitical deals that are going to increase the likelihood that America stays the political power that we are. Like these macro issues are the ones ways that we like him. And if he just has some, but because he has legislation that he has passed through the government, like, yeah, he has some racially charged rhetoric, but like he has actual legislation that made
what legislation?
The First Step Act
The
overwhelmingly
affected. The First Step Act was an Obama initiative that wasn't passed because Mitch McConnell didn't want to give Barack Obama a win. When Donald Trump got in office, they pushed him to actually pass the First Step Act. He did not want to. And then Kim Kardashian, and then Kim Kardashian and his daughter Ivanka had to actually get him to sign that, saying, "Hey, this will be a good win for you." So no, he didn't want to actually pass it because it had Barack Obama's name on it. Yes, yes, there's sources. Anyway.
He okay. What about the opportunity zones that he put in?
Opportunity zones overwhelmingly benefit people that are already financially stable. They don't actually put the money back into set zones that would benefit Black and brown people that need those opportunities. Opportunity zones only enrich the people that already have money. Next.
It drove billions of dollars into areas and made them.
It absolutely did. And the people that had money got more money, and the people that lived in those opportunity zones could no longer afford to live in those opportunity zones, and it became gentrified. That's why when you go to places like Brownsville, New York, which used to be, you know, the hood, you now can walk around Brownsville, New York, and just anybody there, you don't have to worry because you have the complexion for protection.
Okay, and then he gave money to HBCUs.
I could have called that.
You knew he was going with it. Go ahead, RC. You got that one.
You were going to say HBCUs, right? Is billions more than millions?
Yes, but he made
because
the funding.
Biden gave billions.
But he was the first president to ever make billions. Yeah, okay. But he was the first president to ever make the funding. He was not the first.
No, he was actually the first to watch.
Also, 10 years isn't permanent. 10 years isn't permanent.
He was the first one to watch funding lapse.
Yep. He specifically took it out of his budget, and it had to actually be put back in as an initiative in order for him to pass.
And made it permanent funding because
that was part of the actual initiative that was proposed and actually got him to sign. He literally took it out of the budget, zeroed out the funding for HBCUs. He literally took it away, and they had to actually wrap it into a larger spending bill for him to actually be able to sign.
All right. Well, like if he was like so racist in office, like why he had 3 elections? Why did he grow his African American vote each time?
Proximity to power.
And then on the third one, he was going against an African American.
You're not going to acknowledge what I just said.
Best he ever did with African.
You're not going to acknowledge what I said.
Because what?
Proximity to power.
What is that? Can you elaborate what you mean on that?
He actually lost a higher percentage of Black women.
He absolutely did. Shout out to the 92%. W's in the chat for the 92%. Yeah, proximity to power. There is a subsection of Black America, Black men specifically, for some reason, that think that if they cozy up to white men, then some of that white privilege, that patriarch access will rub off on them, and they can actually get a little bit of that. And so you have certain Black men that think that if they actually do all the things like what's his name? Tim Scott, Byron Donald, who think if they actually go out and they campaign and they sing the praises of Donald Trump, of other white men, that when it's time for the picking to be picked, that they'll be picked. But you know what? They're never picked. That's why Tim Scott or Byron Donald, neither one of them are in the Trump administration.
Didn't Byron call Trump daddy and it still didn't work?
Yep, he got weird. Right, guy. If you cannot see me, we cannot hear you. You have to actually come back into the app for us to be able to hear you. W's in the chat for Carol. Carol sent a $2 donation. Said, "Love your life, Carol. Love your lives. Wish I could send more, but you know, Trump recession." Listen, Carol, I appreciate any and everything that you are willing to do. Thank you so much for that $2. You are absolutely amazing. Guys, Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all the pay links are in Linktree in the bio. Santana Speaks 24. Yeah, he ran. Santana Speaks 24. Best way to support the live. If you enjoy the information, education, entertainment, please consider donating. Everything is accepted. Anything is appreciated. W's in the chat for Monica. Monica sent a $10 donation saying, for defending Trump shows he's a racist too. W's in the chat for Monica, guys. Thank you for that. Guys, there's people in the box. Please do not request up if you are not a Trump supporter. We are only talking to Trump supporters. We are looking for some debate. So if you are a Trump supporter, get in the box. If you're someone that supports Donald Jimothy Trump, get in the box. If you are not a Trump supporter, please do not request up. We are only looking for Trump supporters. Yes, he ran.
Hey, thanks for having me up. I'm gonna get going. I appreciate it. You know, I can't help it when they bring up the economy.
Absolutely. Yeah.
See you later.
Thank
Have
you
a
for
good
coming
night.
up. Yep. Joanne, are you a Trump supporter?
Did you press the button?
No.
Are you a Trump supporter?
Oh, no, we're not. I'm sorry. We were just
No.
liking you.
Oh, thank you, Joanne. You're so sweet. I'm gonna drop you down, okay?
Okay, thanks.
Thank you. Guys, W's in the chat for Joanne. W's in the chat for Joanne. Guys, all right, we'll give this guy a chance. Hopefully it's okay, we got two of them. We got two. Let's try this. Let's try this person because this person is a little less likely to be like someone. Hey, W's in the chat for Zach for the train. W's in the chat for Zach. I'm sure. I think it's Michael. Are you a Trump supporter? Michael, are you a Trump supporter?
Oh shit, I'm in this.
Yeah, you are. Are you a Trump supporter?
No.
No. Oh, okay, I'm gonna drop you down. He said, "Oh shit, I'm in this." Let's see here. We'll try this person. Let's see. The Woods, are you a Trump supporter? The Woos, are you a Trump supporter?
Yes, I sure am.
You are. Awesome. Okay, how old are you for TikTok purposes?
I'm 44 from Kansas City.
44 from Kansas. Chiefs fan?
Oh yeah.
I'm a little jealous. All right. So is it pronounced the Woos or how do I say your username?
Yeah, you got it.
The Woos. All right, the Woos. Question for you: do you know what you voted for?
Oh yeah, the best economy in United States history. Certainly didn't vote for a fascist like you.
A fascist?
Yes, sir.
What's a fascist?
You.
That's not a. Can you?
You block
tell me what
people
it means?
that prove you incorrect.
Oh, okay. Yeah, cool. Did you come up to do a racism?
Racism?
I said, did you come up to do a racism?
I said you block people that prove you wrong.
Oh, I block people. I thought you
lie.
said black. My bad. You're a little slur. Okay, cool. I block people that prove me wrong. Is this El Bass?
You got it, buddy.
Listen, El Bass. Hold on. So the reason why I blocked you, is because you were being a condescending prick in my comments, not because of the chat.
Facts.
No, because again, you were being a condescending prick in my videos.
I just said facts, man.
You didn't.
I'm sorry you didn't like the facts.
Hey, the Woos. I mean, El Bass. How about this? Put your wife on the line. I don't want to talk to you, but I'll talk to her. Let's see because I hear her talking in the back. Thank you for the microphone. Put her on the line. Let's talk to her.
She's hooking up her dialysis, buddy. She don't want nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
She says you should take me off block and prove that you're a man and not a fascist. That blocks people that prove you wrong.
A fascist?
About that CBO report.
What?
You like it?
What do you think about the stock market? Do you like it?
Do you remember when?
What do you think about consumer confidence? Do you like it?
Losing $9 trillion.
Do you like the
Did
fact
you
that?
forget Joe Biden lost $9 trillion?
Yeah, I hear you. We had this conversation yesterday.
Yeah,
Hey,
we
you know
sure
what?
did.
We did. You know, you're
And what
absolutely
are we
right.
at now?
Hey,
4
do
trillion?
you? Yeah, cool.
What's Trump
You
lost?
remember? Do you remember the question that I asked you yesterday in the comments?
I sure do. You asked me to prove.
No,
that
no, 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 no.
tax
In the
cuts-
comments,
No.
not while you were on live, but in the comments. Do you remember the
I
question?
didn't see you ask any questions in the comments. I'm sorry.
You
If
did.
I missed-
You did. I said, "Do you want to see a magic trick?"
Yeah, no clue. I don't think I did, man.
Oh, okay,
I don't
cool,
remember talking to you at all.
cool. You want to see a magic trick?
You say comments?
Yeah. Do you want to see a magic trick?
Block me again, you fastest.
You want to see a magic trick?
Set it up
a
all
little
quick.
bitch.
He is a little bitch. Bye.
Ta-da! That's how you make an idiot disappear. Yeah. Guys, is this best that MAGA is this the best that MAGA has? This is sad. This is sad. This is absolutely sad. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. I legitimately don't get it. And the reason why I don't get it is because they, for some reason, feel like the onus isn't on them anymore. They, for some reason, feel like they don't have to prove information. They still think they get to say whatever they want without actually proving anything. And it doesn't work that way. It doesn't. And now they're afraid to get in the box. Guys, how long have we been live? How long have we been live? We've been live for a couple hours now, right? We've been live for like an hour and a half. And we've gotten one debate. We've gotten one debate. One debate. That's insane. I feel like at this point, I'm going to have to go MAGA hunting. Like, I feel like that's the only way. You know what? I feel like that's the only way that we're going to go find them. The only way that we're going to find MAGA is if we hunt them. I got an idea. I got an idea. I got an idea.
What's that?
Roro, tell your MAGA friends to come over here to my live. We're looking for some debates.
Oh, you don't want to battle?
Battle? No, I want to debate. Tell
Okay.
Where's Justin? Tell him come see me.
He was looking for someone to battle.
Yeah, I don't want to battle. I want to debate.
Or sorry, debate. Sorry, I'm so tired. I'm getting both of them mixed up.
Yeah, I know your MAGA friends can see me now. I know they're watching. Tell them come over to my live.
Why are you so mad?
Because your people are hiding from me.
What do you mean hiding?
MAGA doesn't want to talk about anything that's happening anymore.
That's not true. We literally host panels every day.
Exactly. You host them in a safe space.
What do you mean? It's always on my panels. It's always 4v4.
Exactly, Roro. You have a safe space for them.
What does that mean, safe space? If it's an even panel, how is it a safe space?
You have like what? How many people do you have up? 8 people? Yeah, so they can hide.
Four
They can hide.
leftists and 4 MAGAs usually. And sometimes it's like 7 Dems and then like freaking Millie.
Yeah. This is a one-on-one debate. I'm just looking for somebody to come and catch this fade. I thought Justin might want it.
Damn. I mean, I'm sure he's down.
Yeah, I mean, again, the only way that I'm going to get debates now if I go MAGA hunting.
You haven't been able to get anyone in there?
No, because they're scared.
Well, do you think maybe that's because you guys kind of treat people like trash?
No.
Like, honestly.
So can you give me an example of how Democrats or leftists are treating people like trash?
Well, specifically, one of my friends, Bushmaster, was in your panel. I think,
You mean baby back bitch? Oh, excuse my language. Yeah, go ahead.
like 2 months ago, and he was explaining why he thinks the TCJA was a good tax plan. And you guys kept muting him and telling him to shut up and be quiet when he was trying to explain why he thought it was beneficial to the middle class.
Whose panel was that?
Let him get it. It was your panel.
It was mine. Was it the debates or the panels?
Panel.
Okay.
You had like
so late nights. So he was on late nights. There's order. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Bushmaster has an issue with impulse control, and on late nights it's one at a time. Everybody doesn't. You can't just come off mute and speak. There's a flow, and certain people have issues with that flow. They can't just sit and wait their turn.
Yeah, but I mean, you kept muting him and not letting him get to the point. When you're trying to debate and make a point and you're only 30 seconds in and you're getting muted, it gets frustrating because that's not enough time to explain why a tax plan is good for the middle class. And then you guys can rebuttal. That's what I do. I've been setting a timer on my panels so both sides get equal time. And I never mute anyone unless they're like talking shit or whatever.
Yeah, I hear you. I mean, again, that's a safe space. I get it.
It's not a safe space. It's more like organized. Like if we want the country to come together, you can't sit there and talk shit to people and belittle them because you personally think that MAGA is stupid.
Well,
like, that's not how that works.
But wait. So you think that? Okay, cool. What is MAGA or Donald Trump doing to actually bring the country together?
Oh my God. I just got reported. I'll do a debate panel tomorrow, one-on-one with you. I'm exhausted. I'm dealing with a sick dog.
Okay. Tell your people to get over here.
I would get
Tell them don't run from me.
I'd get into this, but I have not slept.
Okay.
But happy to do one-on-one with you tomorrow.
I'll come through and see you, or I'll be live as well.
If I have a panel up and there's other people, I'll drop them. Just do
RC Dub says unblock him.
RC Dubs. Okay. I have mods that block people. I
get it. No, I get that. All right. Tell Justin come see me. Tell him come catch his fade.
Yeah, he was looking for debate, so I'll let him know.
All right.
All right. You have a good night. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that the only way that we're going to get any type of debates is if we go into their safe spaces and we allow them to, have their panel where it's 50 of them all in there and, doing the things. That's it. I love the way that that she was like, yeah, you can't call them stupid. Well, Mama always says stupid is as stupid does. And if you vote thinking that tariffs are gonna lower things, and that's stupid. I tell you what, life has definitely not been like a box of chocolates. Life has been like life under this Trump administration has been like a bag of chitlins. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. They're not going to do it. They're not there. There was 40 something of them hanging out. 40 something of them hanging out. All sitting around telling each other, yes, yes. Why would I unblock him? I definitely am. I'm not unblocking him. He's been over on YouTube. He can watch from outside of the club. He cannot. He's not welcome here, and he knows why. No, and I'm sure this is just one of your backup accounts. I'm like positive this is one of your backup accounts. You know exactly why I'm not unblocking him. Anyway, Trump supporters, where you at? Where are the Trump supporters? Where are the Trump supporters? So this is what I do, guys. I have my backup account, right? And I go in on my backup account. And I then search for Trump supporters. I go to MAGA Lives. I go to MAGA Lives and I troll them. And that's the only way. Oh, look, here's Justin. Justin's battling. I'm going to put in his chat, debate Santana. I'm telling you, that's the only way that we're going to get him here. They feel more safe doing these debates. I'm sorry, they feel more safe doing these battles than doing debates. He blocked my back. Oh, you see it? There we go. You see this? That's what he's doing. This is wild. No substance. None. But again, if I knew for a fact that I couldn't defend the person that I voted for, I'd be doing the same thing. I would absolutely be doing the same thing. Let's see if he lets me up. Justin, I need you to come over to my live and debate me. Because you have 27 people watching. I have about 800.
Shake and bake, baby. Shake and bake.
Ryan, you come debate me as well. As a matter of fact, my handle, Santana 24J. Come and debate me.
Bro, all you do is mute people, bro.
Sure, come and debate me. Get out of your safe space.
Why don't you co-host? The three of us. We all start.
Why would I co-host that? You have 35 people watching. You have 35 people watching. And I'm not going to mute you. Come get in the box.
35 people and?
Why would? Yeah, no one wants to battle. Come get in the box.
You act like we haven't put those kind of numbers up too. What are you talking
about? All right, whatever. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to go MAGA hunting. I think that's the only way that we're going to get anybody in. Oh well, guys. Oh well. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I think we're gonna call it. I think we're gonna call it, and I think I'm gonna go MAGA hunting. Because this has absolutely been the most lackluster 24 hours I've seen across the debate space. And I think the only way they're going to come out to play is if we go rattle their cages. So let's hit this outro and go rattle some cages.
Twice emotional stability.
Guys, if you're not following my backup, make sure you do that. Make sure you follow my backup, because that's where I'm gonna go MAGA hunting on my backup. I'm gonna go. As a matter of fact, I'm putting it in the chat. I'm putting it in the chat. Make sure that you actually follow my backup, because I'm gonna go MAGA hunting for my backup. Where is it? Hold on.
Keep my crowds loud inside a beat, so I deserve it all.
So I'm gonna go MAGA hunting from my backup. Make sure that you're following the backup. There it is, right there. Follow the backup. I'm gonna go MAGA hunting. We're gonna go rattle some cages. We're gonna go rattle some cages. Also, guys, W's in the chat for Jessica Simone. Guys, we have a new podcast dropping called the Culture and Chaos Podcast. Me and Jessica Simone is going to be absolutely amazing. Make sure you're following their the TikTok. Follow us on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Blue Sky, all those amazing things. Our first episode will drop April the 14th. April the 14th, the Culture and Chaos Podcast with my sister, the most amazing, wonderful Jessica Simone. It's gonna be crazy. Anyway, getting out of here. I love you guys. And hold on. Let me do this. Boom. W's in the chat for Jessica Simone, or better, yeah, drop some motherfucking coconuts in the chat for Jessica Simone. April the 14th, first episode, the Culture and Chaos Podcast is going to be amazing. Anyway, we're out of here. I love you all. And as always,